Hey, hey, hey. Hello, it's Josie from the group Women Who Lead with Heart coming on live for my Sunday training, my Sometimes Sunday Live, where I go live almost every Sunday. Today, I am bringing a super simple lesson about the four essential elements or concepts that I believe are essential for any good leader to have. They are the four components that are the building blocks to amazing leadership. And it really is the underpinning of all of my leadership philosophy, my trainings, my workshops, my program. And it occurred to me that it's so simple, but I don't know if I speak about it in this way, that I wanted to come on live and tell you what they are in a really simple way so that you can identify where you're strong, where you want to improve, and if you want to go deeper into this work with me. All right, so really quick, if you're not familiar with me, for over 30 years, I have been in leadership development, specifically hiring, training, mentoring, coaching people into leadership roles with all kinds of skills like nailing a first impression, masterfully public speaking, resolving conflict, manifesting confidence and inner composure no matter what, being a servant leader, the kind of person who's humble, open, receptive, responsive. That's my jam. And graduates from my leadership program get incredible accolades for their amazing perceptiveness, for their high emotional intelligence and interpersonal relationships. And that's the key. All right, my whole jam is leadership through emotional intelligence. And I want to explain what those four elements are of being an exceptionally emotionally intelligent, high EQ leader. You ready? All right, double snap. There are two halves to this emotional intelligence. Okay, there's the personal capacities to really manage ourselves on this side, and the relational capacities, the ability to manage and lead others on this side. And within these two sides, there are another two elements. And this is why I like to use a box as a demonstration of the four quadrants of emotional intelligence. On the personal competence side, on this side, the two pieces that help any person become highly emotionally intelligent and are the foundational building blocks for exceptional leadership are being self-aware and self-managed. It means knowing who we are, what makes us tick, our internal operating system, understanding what drives us, both positive and reactive. It's understanding our internal ways of reacting and responding, sometimes with defensiveness, sometimes with concern, sometimes with a force against, sometimes with distraction, understanding our own triggers, right? That's the first part, is becoming really self-aware and then learning how to manage that. It's super important because without that piece, it's really impossible for us to manage others well if we're not self-managed first. So the number one thing, the very first building block of the four that are the composite of what makes an exceptional leader is self-awareness. It's a powerful agent that's 100% under your control, being aware of yourself. And it's free and accessible at any moment. It's just a skill that you practice. It's a muscle that you develop to become aware of what's happening with us internally, emotionally. What's our response? What's going on? Are we happy, mad, sad, glad? Are we reacting to something? Are we unconscious to something? We first need to know what are our triggers and become aware when we're triggered, and then learn how to self-manage when we're triggered, when we're defensive, when we're reactive, when we're feeling threatened. Now, it might sound really simple, like, oh, yeah, I'm self-aware, I got that. But it's really also tricky because all of us have something to manage. All of us have these harborings of self-doubt, self-criticism, the inner critic. We have the essence or the building blocks of sometimes doubting ourselves to imposter syndrome level, having limiting bad self-beliefs, comparing ourselves to others, all of these unconscious ways that we might be thinking, that if we don't bring them to light, if we're not aware of them and then responding to them appropriately and managing ourselves, it reduces our ability to lead well. Does that make sense for you? Does that resonate? So the first half, the first part of personal competence, self-awareness and self-management is just becoming self-aware. And then you can learn tactics for how to manage yourself when you're aware, how to coach yourself out of unhelpful processes. You might need some coaching and some help with that, but that's the first step. So that's the personal competence side, the personal awareness, the self-awareness and self-management side of the first two quadrants of the whole picture of emotional intelligent leadership. Then the second half is leading others. It starts with social awareness, being able to read others and respond effectively, being aware of the dynamic, being a good listener. And then it moves into how we respond to that social environment, how we interact interpersonally with other people, how we manage up, how we manage down, how we enlist others, how we collaborate, how we resolve conflict. This is where the leadership skills comes into play. How we can address drama, how we can develop vision and articulate ways that motivates others. It's like executive presence. It's growing a team and developing others. So let's kind of play this all out. Let's draw the box in your mind's eye. If there are four boxes in this cube, the four essential components to successful leadership, to being an effective leader. If one is being self-aware, two, being self-managed, three, being socially aware, and then four, managing those relationships or having leadership skills. Where in those are you strongest and where are you weakest? When we're missing a piece, we're less effective than we could be. And the good news is, it's not a forever thing. All of these can be improved. All of these can be enhanced. If you think about maybe a bad boss that you've had, an ineffective boss that you've had, he or she was missing one or more of those pieces. Perhaps they were really good with certain leadership skills and driving the team to an outcome, but they were completely unaware of how they were coming across, like a bull in a china shop, like not being thoughtful or perceptive of other people's feelings. And in that way, they reduced their effectiveness to get what they wanted done because they were lacking social awareness. Or perhaps you've had a boss that's very self-aware, but not very skilled in leadership, not capable of actually establishing a rapport and keeping everyone on track by speaking to what needs to change or helping resolve workflow problems or conflict. If they're, this is often when we get promoted beyond our capability, where we're an expert as a solo performer, but no one's taught us how to lead others or teach others or coach others or enlist others or motivate others or resolve conflict or drama or workflow problems. So you want to be really aware of like how your leadership comes to light and where you're strong, where you're well managed, where you have skills, and then where you might be lesser developed. Great bosses have all four. Great bosses continue to develop all four. It's a lifelong journey of self-learning, self-development, self-improvement, understanding our own defensiveness even deeper so that we can be a objective, caring leader that's not tied to what other people think of us, that isn't overly defined by external validation. So if you think like, yes, I'm really good with the personal competence, we want to ask, really? Are you able to divest yourself for your ego from how other people feel about you, think about you, like you? Can you rise above and say the hard thing? Can you work through people? Can you enlist people, collaborate with people, delegate to people to get results rather than just rely on yourself? These are the concepts that we deal with in Completely Confident Leadership, my leadership program. When you take the path of self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and then leadership skills, you are on the path to less stress, more ease, more fun at work, more balance, better workflow, and you become the kind of person that people want to work for. You become the kind of person that starts to create a personal brand, somebody who engenders loyalty in the people with whom they work. It's what actually helps you build your legacy. If that's something that you think you want more of, if you want support, learning, coaching, and assistance to become the best leader you can be and reduce some of the stress that you're feeling by where the holes are in your self-management or relationship management, then I got you. I've got this little link here for you, www.joeleader.com/apply. It's a link to my program where you can see all of the details. The way it works is first you go check out the program, and then you need to book a call with me. Admission into the program is by invitation only. I make sure that the group, the collective, is well suited for the work because we do it together. We meet as a group every single week to debrief the lessons that are in our members area that you have lifetime access to, so that we are always increasing our vocabulary, our awareness, our understanding, and our transformation. So I'd like to meet with you if you're curious and see if this is a fit for you. It's all there, joeleader.com/apply. Whoop. And I'll leave you with this. Why would you want more emotional intelligence? Is it just to feel good about yourself? No, it's because people with more emotional intelligence rise higher up in the leadership ladder. They make more money than other people in an organization. And research shows that for all kinds of jobs, EQ, emotional intelligence, is 2 times as important an ingredient of outstanding performance as cognitive ability and technical skill combined. That means your emotional intelligence is 2 times as important as your smarts and your skills combined. This is the secret to a happier, more productive work life and career with less stress, more ease, and more fun. I hope you enjoyed this quick talk about EQ and the 4 essential components that all good leaders have. And I look forward to talking to you on the phone sometime soon. See you soon. Bye.